life is luck. The first thing the secretary type is boss. As long as you're going to be thinking anyway, think big. What separates the winners from the losers is how a person reacts to each new twist of fate. A little more moderation would be good, of course. My life hasn't exactly been one of moderation. Do you mind if I sit back a little? Because your breath is very bad. The 1990s sure aren't like the 1980s. I like thinking big. If you're going to be thinking anything, you might as well think big. I don't make deals for the money. I've got enough. Much more than I'll ever need. I do it to do it. Sometimes your best investments are the ones you don't make. Experience taught me a few things. One is to listen to your gut. No matter how good something sounds on paper, you have to think anyway, so why not think big? The point is that you can't be too greedy. Money was never a big motivation for me, except as a way to keep score. The real excitement is playing the game. I tried to learn from the past, but I planned for the future by focusing exclusively on the present. That's where the fun is. Part of being a winner is knowing when enough is enough. Sometimes you have to give up the fight and walk away, and move on to something that's more productive. Every time you walk down the street, people are screaming, "You're fired." I wasn't satisfied just to earn a good living. I was looking to make a statement. Anyone who thinks my story is anywhere near over is sadly mistaken. I have made the tough decisions, always with an eye toward the bottom line. It's tangible, it's solid, it's beautiful, it's artistic. From my standpoint, and I just love real estate. One of the key problems today is that politics is such a disgrace. Good people don't go into government. Well, real estate is always good as far as I'm concerned. Sometimes by losing a battle you find a new way to win the war. When somebody challenges you, fight back. Be brutal, be tough. Well, yes, I've fired a lot of people. Generally, I like other people to fire, because it's always a lousy task. Without passion, you don't have energy. Without energy, you have nothing. If you're interested in balancing work and pleasure, stop trying to balance them. Instead, make your work more pleasurable. In the end, you're measured not by how much you undertake, but by what you finally accomplish. I could never have imagined that firing 67 people on national television would actually make me more popular, especially with the younger generation. It's always good to be underestimated. A certificate of live birth is not the same thing, by any stretch of the imagination, as a birth certificate. I don't get along with rich people. I get along with the middle class and the poor people better than I get along with the rich people. I am very, very proud to say that I am pro-life. I give to everybody. When they call, I give. And do you know what? When I need something from them 2 years later, 3 years later, I call them. They are there for me. We need strength. We need energy. We need quickness, and we need brain in this country to turn it around. Politicians can't manage. All they can do is talk. Many agree that the worst thing that could ever happen is if Russia and China get closer. The Iranians and Persians are excellent at the art of negotiation. I deal with foreign countries. I've made a lot of money dealing against China. I've made a lot of money dealing against many other countries. If people can just pour into the country illegally, you don't have a country. I have women working in high positions. I was one of the first people to put women in charge of big construction jobs. And, you know, I've had a great relationship with women. I shake hands very gladly politically. I don't think you could be a politician if you didn't shake hands. I always want to think of myself as an underdog. I always look at it that I work with my employees, as opposed to them working for me. I've been dealing with politicians all my life, and I've always gotten them to do what I need them to do. I'm competitive, and I love to create challenges for myself. Maybe that's not always a good thing. It can make life complicated. People assume I'm a boiler ready to explode, but I actually have very low blood pressure, which is shocking to people. Speeches are much easier if you read them. I just find when I do that, it's harder to fire up the crowd. I think I was born with the drive for success, because I have a certain gene. The most basic duty of government is to defend the lives of its own citizens. Any government that fails to do so is a government unworthy to lead.